his phone. It's none other than the Hall of Famer in Rick Barry. And excited to have him on here, Willard and Dibbs. And we'll get back to your calls here in a second, 888-957-9570. Good morning, Rick. How you doing?
Well, if I was doing any better, I'd make it a comeback in the NBA.
I tell you, we would love to see it. Although, is it your father's NBA, or maybe is it? Like, we'd love your perspective on somebody hauls off and punches somebody else in practice. Is this something that's been going on all the time and we just never knew?
Oh, it happens. It's unfortunate what happened. The best thing about it is, if there is a best thing about it, is that I thought Draymond gave a great, sincere apology, apologized to his family when the video came out, and he did what he needed to do. And now it's time for the guys to move on. The best thing that could happen is for Jordan Poole to come out and say, hey, look, if this is behind us, I've accepted his apology. We're ready to go and defend our title, and just put it behind them. This is ridiculous that it's going on like this, like a freaking soap opera.
How difficult, though, is it to just move past it in this day and age where it's become a global story? It's a meme now on social media, and everybody knows that Jordan Poole got punched and really knocked almost out by his own teammate. Is it asking too much of a young person to just move by it this easily?
Well, only Jordan Poole can answer that, because everybody's a distinct individual and everybody reacts to things differently. Hopefully he'll be mature enough to realize that it's not going to do him or the team any good whatsoever for him to carry this on and just put it behind you. You don't have to love the person who's your teammate, but you just have to respect him when he's on the court and you play team basketball. You don't have to go out to dinner with him. You don't have to socialize with him. You can do whatever the hell you want off the court, but on the court, you're a member of the team and you should play together as a unit if you expect to win. So hopefully he's mature enough to understand that and move on. It's not an easy thing, I'm sure. But again, every individual is different.
Yeah, Rick, I wonder to what level you can relate, and I'm not going to ask for names here, but how did you handle it, assuming that this was the case at some point in your career? Did you ever play with someone where you're like, yeah, I don't like being around that person, and when it comes to team travel and all of that, how were you able to sort of navigate a situation like that?
Well, I have the ability to compartmentalize things. If things bother me, upset me, I stick it on the back burner and I don't think about them. But unfortunately, great many people don't have the ability to be able to do that, and I feel sorry for them because they allow things to fester, they allow things to make them depressed, and it really is under their control. And again, if they can't do that themselves, there's nothing you can do to help them. You can say things, but they have to find a way to get around it themselves, and I'm hoping that will happen for Jordan. I never had a situation where a teammate punched me or anything of that nature. I had guys on teams that I've been on that I didn't necessarily care about going out to dinner with them, didn't particularly care for their opinions or thoughts about certain things, but when they were on the court, if they were open in a better position, they're getting the basketball from me. I'm not going to hold that against them as we're playing the game of basketball.
How does the organization now move forward with Draymond Green from a long-term standpoint where this incident is not one in a vacuum in terms of him stepping across the line? Do you think that the organization will be able to move forward deep into the future with Draymond Green, or is this a breaking point?
Again, I can't answer that. Only Bob Myers and the team can answer that. They have to evaluate it, see where it is, but let's face the reality of it. The Golden State Warriors without Draymond Green are not going to be as good a basketball team.
Rick Barry with us here, Willard and Dibbs, 95.7 The Game. Rick, there's a report that came out yesterday that stated, because a lot of people thought there should have been a further punishment, or at least a public punishment and a suspension, and a story came out yesterday that there probably would have been had it not been a ring night that was coming up next Tuesday. What's your perspective on that? Even with what Draymond did, does he deserve to be there on ring night, and is it fair then to have that sort of change the way the organization would handle it?
Well, I just almost want to throw up sometimes when I hear the talking heads on television trying to come up with reasons and speculation, just like the Kevin Durant situation when he wanted to get traded. You're talking about something that has no meaning whatsoever. It's all speculation. The same thing with this. Everybody can have their opinion about things. The only opinion that matters is what do the Warriors decide to do. Once the Warriors make a decision and say what they want to do, then you have a right to be able to have an opinion about that, whether you like it or dislike it, and why you do and why you don't. But until that happens, it's just total speculation, which is a waste of my time. So I'm not going to waste my time to figure out what they're going to do. I'm thinking they're making the proverbial mountain out of a freaking molehill. Yes, This is something that happened. It's unfortunate that it happened, but it's in the past. You can't change it. What you have to do is try to take care of today and worry about tomorrow a little bit. And that's what the Warriors need to do. Move on. Move forward. They're the defending champions of the NBA, for God's sake. Something like this is going to derail that goal to try to be a repeat champion. That would be ludicrous.
Well, that said, Rick, I mean, Steve Kerr said this is the biggest crisis we've ever faced as an organization.
Well, of course it is, because you had one of your star players punch one of your other key players. Of course that's something that's... but is it the end of the world? No. Should it derail them? Should it cause a major problem? No. But the only people who can deal with that are the people involved. Draymond, I think, did what he needed to do. He seemed to be repentant about it and really sincere about it. Now, the best thing that could happen is for Jordan Poole to come out and say, hey, this is over. It's in the past. Let's move on. And that's the most intelligent, mature thing to do. Hopefully they'll do that.
Rick, how did you come to see the video, assuming that you did see it? And what do you make of the fact that it got out in the first place?
Well, whoever put it out there and everything should be penalized. That's the person that's caused more problems than anything else, putting something like that out there. Of course, they probably got paid by TMZ to be able to go ahead and give that to them. But it's unfortunate. I mean, it was a vicious attack on him and a hard punch that he threw at him. And it's unfortunate that I don't know if anybody could have realized how blatant it was. But the thing is, again, it's over with. It's done. Thank God that he didn't actually hurt him and cause any injury. If that had happened, then that would have been a whole nother story, where definitely something should have been done to him to have him pay for doing something of that nature. The fact that he did it, everybody loses their control and their temper every once in a while. Fortunately, nothing really dramatic happened with it as far as an injury is concerned. So, but, I hope they find out who was the person that did it. If that person is a part of the organization, they should be fired.
Rick, what's the basketball analysis based on what you see? I mean, there are some changes, whether we want to call them big or small, right? Gary Payton is gone and Otto Porter is gone. There's some new free agents in that spot. James Wiseman into the fold. Like, do you, on paper at least, see the Warriors as potentially being even stronger this year?
Definitely think that there should be a better basketball team. The other guys should have worked harder at their games. Kuminga and Poole should become better basketball players. Poole, I think that Wiseman looks like he's going to be a tremendous asset to help make them a better basketball team. The other people that they brought in, depending upon how well they play, that just remains to be seen. But the number one thing is how well are they going to gel together as a team to make a commitment to be one of the best defensive teams in the league. If they don't do that, they will not repeat as champions. If they do that, I think they have a great chance to do it, provided that everything stays in place as far as health goes. I mean, I never give any predictions at the beginning of the season as to who's going to finish where. There's too much that can go on. There's injuries, everything else. Let's talk about it, a week before the playoffs, and then we can actually make a real, true evaluation.
Rick, you going to be there on Tuesday night?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, are you just going to be watching from afar?
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm actually off playing in the World Pickleball Senior Championships that I would do. I'm actually doing an appearance in San Diego right now, but I'm heading back to St. George, Utah. I won the men's doubles. I'm going to play mixed doubles on Friday. Then I'm heading back home, and I'll be at home. So anyway, I wish the guys all the best and everything, and they'll be getting rings that are worth more than I made in my first 2 years playing basketball. But
Incredible.
This pickleball thing has gone crazy. It's like the biggest growing sport in the world, and LeBron and Tom Brady and Draymond himself are all getting involved.
Oh, it's a great sport. These guys, when they get done playing, are going to love it. It's something they can do for a long time and not beat their bodies up. It's, again, the fastest-growing sport in the U.S., close in the world now. 60 countries are playing. They're trying to get it in the Olympics. Fabulous, fabulous sport. I'm involved in 2 companies that are involved in the pickleball. Well, actually 3. I'm really excited about it, and hopefully I can continue to play. My goal is to be able to play pickleball when I'm 100 and be able to go fly fishing in Alaska.
I love it. Are you in like an over 70, or what's the age bracket that you're playing in?
I play. They have different age categories. Sometimes it's 5-year increments, 70, 74, 75, 79. But I've played in one tournament playing with people in the 50 against 50-year-olds. So, it's not so much of your age. It's just how physically capable you are to play at the level. It's your skill level that matters. I'm a 4-5. And so I have, I play against the better players. Last year I played at the 5-0 with a great partner, Ted Meyer. We won the World Senior Championship, so that was pretty cool. And I just love the competition. I used to do long driving in golf, and then they got rid of all the old farts, so I had to find something else to compete. Now we got pickleball.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Rick, great stuff, man. Great to have you.
People who love pickleball, go to pickleballconnections.com. Pickleballconnections.com. Check it out. That's really a cool thing. And then they should try out GoSleeves.com. GoSleeves.com. Put the code in. RB24 Go Sleeves. Amazing product. The running world's going nuts over this. I wear them every time I play pickleball with my bad knee, but it's a great one. GoSleeves.com, RB24, and then Medicaleaf.com and put in RB24. I'm trying to help people out there because
I love it.
Healthy. And I love it. I love all these things I'm doing. But anyway, it's always good to talk to you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Rick.
Again. Take care.
Yeah,
all right, thanks, Rick.
It.